Sports betting isn't about picking winners. If you're doing that, you're trying to predict the future, and predicting the future is hard. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how you can start your journey to winning where so many people lose. Hi, I'm Jack from Unabated.com. I've been a pro bettor for over 20 years. I started out as a card counter attacking casino blackjack games, then moved on to other things, and now I focus on sports betting. First, let's talk about what profitable sports betting isn't.
I got so many $100,000 pub tickets. Nobody made more money in sports betting than me.
It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Don't be fooled by those who pretend that sports betting is about massive payouts and long-shot wins. There's a reason sportsbooks focus on those things and show you the big winners. They want you to believe sports betting is like a lottery where you can risk a little to win a life-changing amount of money. In truth, sports betting is a process. It's about finding the small edges that can exist everywhere, betting those edges, and then grinding out a profit over time. Find the edge, bet the edge appropriately, and then rinse and repeat. That's the process. It's also about probability. Let's find your first edge, and that will help explain probability. Take this coin, for instance. If I were to flip this coin, there's a 50% chance that it'll land heads and a 50% chance it'll land tails. Simple, straightforward probability. Now let's add in the price. If we each risk $1 on the coin flip, 50% of the time you'll win my dollar and 50% of the time I'll win your dollar. If we do this again and again, neither of us have an edge. We'll just be swapping dollars back and forth for as long as we want to flip the coin. However, what if I put up $1.10 to your dollar? Each time you win $1.10, but each time you lose, you only lose $1. You know that this is a good bet because you win an extra 10 cents when you win, and you're going to win 50% of the time. With each flip of the coin, you gain 5 cents of value. That's expected value. Now, expected value is a term that sharp sports bettors throw around. They call it EV. It's what you can expect to win, not necessarily what you're guaranteed to win. This is why sports betting is about price, not picks. You're still making the same bet, but the price you're getting makes it a good bet for you. When the price is better than the probability, you have a positive expected value, plus EV. But how do you know the probability in sports betting? It's a lot harder than just a coin flip. Sports betting deals with real-life events. Those events have unforeseen variables like player injuries, randomness, and miracles. Some people try to calculate their own probabilities, but remember, I told you, predicting the future is hard. If you're going to do that, you need a lot of study and research to be better than the sportsbook. On the other hand, some winning sports bettors rely on the market itself being somewhat efficient, and they use that as their guide. So let's talk about the sports betting market. There are two types of sportsbooks. Those that take action from sharp bettors, and those which don't take sharp action and just follow what the sharp sportsbooks do. People think that sportsbooks try to set a line so that half the bettors are on one side and half the bettors are on the other side, but that's not really true. In actuality, it's only the sharp bettors that tend to shape the line. If these billion-dollar companies that you see on every other television ad think that following the sharp sportsbooks is the way that they can make money, then maybe it's the approach you should take too. You can use sharp sportsbooks lines as your source of truth of what they believe the probability to be. Then see if the price offered at other sportsbooks gives you positive expected value. Again, it's just a process of probability and price. In this case, everyone has -2.5, but there's a -1 available here at DraftKings. So far this sounds simple, but there's still a lot more to learn. For instance, there's no one universal sharp sportsbook that you can look towards as your sole source of truth. Different sportsbooks have strengths and weaknesses in how they set lines and adjust for sharp action. A sportsbook that might be the sharpest for the NBA might not be as sharp in the NFL. Next, you need to know how much to bet. A lot of sports bettors think that the reason they don't win is because of bankroll management. As if bankroll management can be some magic formula that can turn bad sports betting into profitable sports betting. Well, they're half right. Bankroll management might be a big reason why they're not winning, but it's not any magic elixir for what ails them. chances are they're overbetting their bankroll, or maybe they don't operate with a bankroll at all. This is John Kelly. He developed a system known as the Kelly criterion. In its simplest form, it says you should bet your edge divided by the odds. Take our coin flip example from earlier. You had a 5% edge over me in the coin flipping. Kelly betting would have you bet about 5% of your bankroll on every flip. In sports betting, since we can't exactly quantify our edge, using this full Kelly criterion is very risky. If we're overestimating our edge, that will lead to overbetting our bankroll, which that's a bad thing. Instead, you can bet a fraction of Kelly, such as a quarter or half of what it says you should bet. If you're serious about sports betting, I strongly suggest dividing by at least 4 and using quarter Kelly stakes. So now that we know that our bet sizing is dependent on our edge, we need to know what our edge is. This is where probability and price meet. This is also where sports betting starts to require some tools to assist you in doing it well. Now, we express probability as a percentage. The coin flip has a 50% probability of landing heads. However, sports betting expresses probability in odds. That's the positive or negative number you see listed next to a bet. So we know what an edge is, and we know how much to bet when we find an edge. Now we need to know how to find that edge. In some cases, it's easy. If you can find plus 110 when it should be plus 100, like with the coin flip earlier, you have a 5% edge. Sometimes it's harder than that though. Like here, the sharp line is 52.5 on the total for this game, but there is one book offering 51.5. Is getting over 51.5 minus 109 enough of an edge if the sharp line is 52.5? Well, that depends on how much we're gaining, with this line a full point lower than what it should be. The ability to do the math and data science necessary to come up with those numbers is beyond what most aspiring sports bettors can handle. But that's why we founded Unabated, because we know that not everyone is a superhero of math, data science, and market knowledge. We provide tools to help you shop lines. We provide our Unabated line, which you can use as your source of truth for your probability, and we help you calculate the probability and determine your expected value. We even highlight the good opportunities in the market to help you get to them faster and more efficiently. You can make good money picking off all these small edges in the market. There are dozens of them available every day. Once you start to see sports betting through the lens of being a sharp bettor, you're going to see why other people lose at sports betting. Your next step forward starts right here with another video that explores what it's really like to be a winning sports bettor.